prop. Hi, everybody. This essay is titled Why I Write. The alternate title, depending on the day, Why, oh why, do I write? In May of 1977, I wrote an essay that won my mom the now politically incorrect title of Mother of the Year. Mom got the sash, but I got most of the glory. Looking back, I'm sure this was a defining moment in believing I was or am a writer. And it may just be the root of my bad habit of glory mongering. The thing is, when you're a pudgy preteen whose stringing together of words cinches your mom a title, you can't help but think you've found your ticket out of obscurity. Based on my side-by-side comparison to the Farrah Fawcett poster on my brother's bedroom wall, becoming the next Charlie's Angel wasn't in the cards for me. So the fact that my writing brought me these accolades, along with some cash, prizes, and a whole platter of brownie points with Mom, certainly sparked my interest. Discovering that my victory also peeved my brother made it that much sweeter. He was the one, after all, who brought home the school assignment to nominate Mom for the Kiwanis Club contest. Though he wrote his essay out of obligation, I participated because I genuinely knew how lucky we were to have her. The woman was basically the June Cleaver of the 70s. This means she lived and breathed for her family, but would occasionally indulge in a couple of cocktails, bust out some disco dancing, and drop a well-deployed, "Damn it." My instinct to self-edit left me wise enough to leave these details out of the essay. And I most likely won with the title that said, "My Mom Understands the Problems of Growing Up." Winning the prize meant we were treated like royalty. We received a free portrait from Shishi Sheldon's studio that was published in the Los Altos Town Crier. And we had the honor of serving as grand marshals of our town's annual pet parade. There was also a pancake breakfast, a trip to Tahoe, and even a cash purse. I was smitten that words alone could bring such riches and fame. This, it turns out, would become the wind-up to a sucker punch that was honing in on my now inflated ego. Because evidently, the glory of 4th grade was about it to turn into the trauma of 5th with the introduction of current events. Needless to say, once your writing has entitled you to wave to the assembled masses from the back of a convertible, it doesn't exactly occur to you to discuss your language arts homework with your parents. So I strutted to the front of the class to paraphrase the local news by declaring, "The Cupertino Junior High School gym burned down, and they think this guy named Arson did it." Now, I'm not sure the average 5th grader knows there's a word for malicious fire starters, but I can tell you that in my day, the loud ones sure did. Their laughter erased every memory of the Sierra snow, the cash prize, and even the sparkle of Mom's tiara. Somehow, those damn pancakes persevered and are still with me today. The next 10 years brought me some love in this Whitney Houston-Bobby Brown relationship I now had with words. It came in the form of good grades in English class and a prize-winning essay in the Daughters of the American Revolution contest. But when it really mattered, I felt like I often came up short. The worst was when I found out I'd be placed in bonehead English my freshman year of college. This humbled me so greatly that I didn't write anything more than mandatory college essays and sappy letters of gratitude to my parents. The letters often moved them to tears, but we all know how delightfully biased parents can be. Mom and Dad were sure I'd work for Hallmark. They meant this as a compliment. Instead, I stayed loyal to my Spanish literature major and spent a decade as a high school Spanish teacher. I balanced teaching with the raising of 2 beautiful bias-making babies of my own. I then discovered that the physical and emotional demands of working with kids at school and at home was depleting me of both sleep and soul. It was more socially acceptable to ditch my students than my offspring. So I left teaching to be a stay-at-home mom. I became an active volunteer and social networker extraordinaire when it still had to be done face-to-face. Fellow moms seemed to relate to my humorous take on all the indignities of a mother's life and pushed me toward writing about them. I started a website where I chronicled moments like Navy SEAL caliber extractions of 3-year-olds in the middle of clothing-related tantrums, or CRTs as I came to call them. Other essays were devoted to the demise of an aging woman's thighs. There was also the time I shared the shame of accepting a pair of a friend's hand-me-down fat pants. And another when I pondered the possibility of legal action for misrepresentation against certain women who wear wonder bras. The kudos I received from friends and family spiraled me into a delusional phase that will live on in psychiatric case studies for generations to come. You see, without a single print publishing credit to my name, I sent queries to the who's who of literary agents, as well as Oprah Winfrey, Judith Regan, and countless others who may still laugh maniacally about the brazenness of my pitches. I mean, why pitch O Magazine a single article when you'd rather be their lifelong columnist? I've spent the last 10 years trying to erase my ego's footprint by following the rules of the industry. Hone your craft, start locally, build regionally, and never bother dreaming of national recognition for your work. That is, don't call fame, it will call you. Once I gave up the idea of writing for the destination of fame or fortune, I discovered that I truly enjoy the writing process. I also realized that while I continue doing what I love, I wind up persevering when others get discouraged by the paltry odds of publication. And by knowing where I stand, I end up taking the baby steps forward that create again. Always hopeful that there's another Mother of the Year moment on my horizon. That Mother of the Year pet parade, shadows, but there's my mom and there's my pudgy little cheeks poking out, looking really proud right about there. And then I'm Farah, who it still isn't working. A pet parade, the flames of arson. There's Whitney and Bobby with their love-hate relationship like mine with writing. Bonehead English, Hallmark, still might try. Those tantrums that led me to have a column, those angry hand-me-down fat, and a really aggravated Oprah Winfrey wondering who in the heck, thank you.